So this whole work is kind of 4 years in the making. It's this ongoing narrative that I've been building. So it starts with this drawing of a woman who's like grown a person out of her hair. That was kind of happening like in the middle of the pandemic, right? When everything was going crazy and we were all just stuck with ourselves and just all these terrible things were happening like in the world around us. And she kind of just wants to check out, right? She wants to escape into this other reality. And so she gets an opportunity to do so in this new world that is just her and duplicates of her. And she escapes on a Monday morning, so she's just like in her nightdress and striped socks. And so everything in the world is built from that material. So here we see so many tiny little duplicates, and they're busy with their lives, and they're trading socks, and they're hoarding hair, and they're jumping and hurting each other and fighting, and they're all kind of pointing towards this very central figure who's also, one of the titles of the show. Who's this regal queen figure who's just got this hoard of material and socks just pooling onto the floor. And I hope at least the question that maybe you'd start to ask is, how did she get all these socks, right? And that's kind of answered in that first piece that you see with the sock factory, right? Where is like this hoarding of material coming from, right? At what cost, at what expense? So everything you see, all the characters is the same character, just duplicates of her, and they're all kind of fighting for power or their place in this world in some way. But for me, it was really important that they were all the same character because this is a fairy tale. And often in fairy tales, the villain is like this ugly, grotesque, othered creature, and then the hero is, usually a pleasing looking child, right? Or something like a pleasing character. And so the villains and the good guys and the people that are victimized are all really the same character, but just kind of in different positions. And in a lot of ways, that's what the work is. It's kind of me processing all of these different systems of oppression and also systems of resistance, and how all those possibilities are there within me, and I guess by continuation in everybody. Here's probably a good point to talk about black hair in the piece. Of course, there is a lot of hair. And for me, the hair is this creative, powerful force. It's kind of like a force of nature almost, right? It's a character in and of itself. It has a mind of its own. In this piece, and even in The Source of All Hair, the tentacles kind of take on a little bit of a life of their own and try to interject in the storyline a little bit. And so that to me is black hair is like this powerful metaphor of confrontation, but also comfort, right? If you are a black person, like seeing yourself represented is really important, but it can also be confrontational, and black hair is political. The name of this piece is Her Hair Like the Sun and Clouds. And I think that in comparison to all the other pieces, which are very, material focused or stressed or fighting for power or kind of playing these games in some ways with each other, she is the character that perhaps has maybe found another way or found a way to perhaps rise above. If I had to put my work into a category, I would say that my work falls under the Black imaginary, or like speculative fiction, where you're thinking about Black people and Black experiences, but in like these fantasy spaces and worlds as a way to process what's happening in our reality. So I really kind of resonate with those ideas. And so for me, there's something really surprising about seeing like a drawing, like seeing a pen drawing at a monumental scale. It kind of like switches your relationship to what a drawing should be.